Alrighty, good morning. So we are here, restaurant, downstairs in the hotel, getting ready, having a little bit of breakfast before we head out on our amusingly called half-day tour of Soweto tour. That's how it's written in their little descriptor. So we'll be being picked up here in about half an hour and head out like we did yesterday for Johannesburg to get a tour of parts of Soweto. Looking forward to that, learning some more stuff. We're going to stop by a museum and see some, up close and personal about how folks live in Soweto and so on, and look forward to learning some more about that. Well, trip continues to go well. Today is day 14, which means we're about two-thirds of the way through our trip. We only have about a week left to go. It is astonishing how quickly the time is going by. But, it'll be cool to get back home and just digest all the stuff that we have been experiencing and learning and so on. But, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's been emotional and it has been educational and it has just been amazing. So we are off. See ya. All right, so came back up to the room to grab our stuff. Our driver just called, said he was on his way. Looked out the window and it is raining. So let's see how that impacts our touring around today. We had a very nice day yesterday. We'll be in a kind of a minivan, maxi taxi kind of thing. But hopefully it won't make things too terrible as we continue our day. See ya.
There is no river under that bridge, but just the train lines, the train track. About 42 train lines under Mandela Bridge. So this is downtown on your left hand side, but on our right hand side is China City. China City on our right hand side.
And why is it called China City?
You find more Chinese stores here.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming in here, 3 o'clock position, you see the building written Cracksnet.
Yes.
That building called Carlton Center. It used to be the tallest building in Africa, but not anymore because now they just discovered the one in Egypt, Cairo. That building is 54th floor. 54th floor, 223 meters height.
So the tallest now is in Cairo.
What?
So the tallest building now is in Cairo?
It's in Cairo now. Africa. First largest in Africa. 4th largest football stadium in the entire world. But you'll remember, guys, when we say 4th largest football stadium in the entire world, we exclude your football in
Yes.
America, right?
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about.
That's our rugby.
Yes.
We exclude
Our stadiums are only 60,000.
your football.
How many people does this keep?
So the stadium
Yeah.
seating capacity today is 94,736.
Wow.
94,736. The seating capacity of this stadium.
Well, that's
Almost 95,000. The stadium was built 1986. Officially opened 1989. When the stadium was opened in 1989, the stadium was called the National Stadium of South Africa because nobody owns the stadium. The stadium was built by the city of Johannesburg Metropolitan Municipality. So the first speech of Mr. Nelson Mandela here in Johannesburg after he was released from prison was here in this stadium. But the stadium was just renovated 3 years before South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup.
Yep.
In 2010. And the construction cost to renovate the stadium was 3.3 billion South African rands, which is more equivalent to 440 million US dollars. During FIFA World Cup, the stadium was called Soccer City. FNB Stadium, they wanted to sponsor FIFA World Cup, but unfortunately they were not allowed. So after FIFA World Cup, the FNB Stadium, they signed a lease contract, 100 years lease contract with FNB Stadium, that they will take care of the stadium for 100 years. That's why today the stadium is called FNB Stadium, First National Bank Stadium.
100 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So all the dark spots are...
So,
The picture,
one of our...
you can just give me your phone and take the pictures.
Thanks. We will in 1 second. So we're standing here as we've begun our tour in Soweto, and we're standing in front of FNB Stadium. Zoom in there a little bit. The FNB Stadium, this is where one of the stadiums, the main stadium in South Africa, and if it looks familiar, this is when the South Africa hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup. This was the main stadium in which they hosted several of the games and the final, etc. We were just told that, you know, Beyonce and Justin Bieber and Chris Brown and stuff have all done sold out tours here, sold out performances here, and the stadium capacity is like 94,000. It's huge.
Stop will be far away, but I will make sure that we find one.
Okay, thank you.
So, remember I told you they separated white in the city, blacks in the township, right? But the apartheid system here in South Africa was officially introduced in 1948, of which they separated people 1903, 1904. So it means we are more than safe and more than welcome to say the discrimination of people in terms of their racial color scheme had been existing for so many years before 1948. The apartheid system is a system of discriminating people in terms of their racial color scheme. And apartheid...
Wo ich die anspreche in ihrer Sprache.
Go ahead.
Und dann aber auf. Die haben
Just go there, give me your phone and take your picture.
alle Sprachbegaben.
Tresian. So he decided to design his house in the shape of a bulb and a circuit.
Clever.
If they find you maybe stealing, they can beat you, of which can end up in killing that person.
Wow.
So that was the upper class on our right hand side, but on our left hand side, these are the hostels, the compound, the dorms, the dormitories. So the hostels here in Johannesburg were meant for the mine workers. People coming all over the Africa continent after the discovery of gold were given the hostels to settle. Right? So this hostel, we call this hostel Deep Kloof Hostel. Johannesburg, we used to have 11. So there is no one who's going to do anything to them. You can go to any butcher, it's very difficult for you to find a goat meat. Because most of the people here, they only slaughter goat and eat a goat meat when they perform ancestral ceremonies. We believe that a goat is an animal that can connect us to the ancestors. So we slaughter goat when we perform ancestral ceremony. That's the only time that you'll find people eating a goat meat. In a high demand, you qualify to work all over the world. The hospital has about 3,200 bed units, 7,500 employees, those who are working night shift and day shift, including securities, doctors and nurses. One of the public hospitals, South Africa, guys, is a semi-capitalist state, not a communist state. So we have private hospital and public hospital. So the private ones, you're supposed to pay the medical insurance. They call them a sheikh. Maybe you call them, we call them mukuku here in South Africa. Maybe you call them a sheikh or a tin house. You know, inside the tin house, when it's hot, inside
Yes.
it's very hot.
Yes.
And when it's cold, very cold. So what is going to happen here, guys? We're going to visit the informal settlement. We will have at least 15 to 20 minutes to hop off and experience the lifestyle of the lower class of Soweto. You don't have to worry. The more Africa tours, the money that you have paid to do the Soweto tour, there is a certain amount that they take, of which each and every month end they give back to this community.
That's good.
So they make an agreement with this community that we will bring our client, which is you guys, to come and see the lifestyle of the township. So there is someone from this informal settlement who's going to show you around.
Now, do they kind of have their own government here in each township? Like,
Yeah, the townships who have local government. But we still fall under the city of Johannesburg. You understand?
Yes.
But remember, this is informal settlement, guys.
right.
The guys here, they connected electricity illegally from the street lights. You see some wiring here.
Right.
So they connected electricity illegally. So I'm from the township. We don't say they connected electricity illegally. We try to polish it either way. We say they just met the government halfway. Because you know, when we approach the national election, the government will be visiting the informal settlement, promising them heaven and earth. But afterwards, you'll never see them again.
Right.
So these guys, they connected electricity illegally by themselves. Of
Now, we've never taken you there, but there are parts of Trinidad that look very similar to this. Sabona.
And then we let them do their job, eh? And then later on the same day, we went back and collected.
Exactly.
So since then, they never came back. It's been 2 years now. We're like, oh, okay. Which means they got the message that we also have students on the side of their shacks. They need light. We want to watch TV. For myself, I love watching TV. We love to listen to radios. You know, we also use a kettle to boil water. Unlike using the gas stove and the primer stove, now we are able to use the electricity. And then we also have a two-place stove that you can also cook with it and also warm up the shed whenever it's cold. Yes, so we really, really need this electricity. Yes. And then, yeah, that's why we have really.
Of course you need it. Everybody needs it. Right.
And then for our structure, we normally call it umkuku. Umkuku, we can build it in 1 day. You just need manpower for us to build. So the material, we normally buy it from the scrapyard. It's cheaper than in the hardware. So we buy the cut and paste, rusted one. We come back, we build our own umkuku. So umkuku, we can build it in 1 day. It just need people who know how to build it. They just do their own thing. And then, yeah, for the heavy stuff, like tires, rocks, it's just to wear on the roof so it doesn't burn out with the wind when it's windy. And then also other people put that black thing on top. It's a waterproof. It's to make sure that we don't have leakages whenever it's raining. And then we also have a stoop. You have to put a cement around it so that it can be stronger and also avoid water to come underneath whenever it's raining on the rainy season. Right now.
Like right now.
Yeah, when the rain.
Happy birthday.
But you don't have hot water.
The hot water, we normally use a kettle to boil. We don't have geysers around here. Yeah. But on the social houses, they do have.
Okay. So in the summer, you can put it on top of the tent.
Yes, or we can just put a basin on the open space and then, yeah, it's warm up the water. No. Do you have any questions?
No.
I think he's 2.5 roughly there. He grew up so fast actually. I didn't forget actually because he was this small and then
Yes, and
now I
he's
can see
big.
him roaming around the street.
I was just wondering, huh?
There we go.
I was just kind of wondering if you have like a central area, like where you know, kids outgrow clothes, and you.
We have some flowers here, different type of plants, different kinds of plants. And this one, other people that love to eat it, they say it does help. For older people, they normally eat this one. I grew up eating it. My grandmother showed it to me. So we just have to pull like this whenever you have to cook. Put it into the pot, cook it with the spinach. It's good.
Okay.
What's your name, guys? So we are on another street. We have the first station, as I was saying, and then 2 down the lane. So the streets are different. The other one are clean, the other one are dirty. So it goes with people how clean they are. Eh?
And what is this brick thing? Is that?
I think that back in the days, I think it was a sewage which was here. I said I heard that there's a pipe that passes through here. As you can see, we have from here to here, where you can see the soil is different. So I think there's a pipe that goes maybe to the hospital or something. But it used to be, we have a lot of pipes underneath here.
You do.
Yeah, we do.
And they have all this brick.
No, they just put the bricks around just to decorate the place. Yeah.
Make use of what they find.
The school starts back up tomorrow, so they on holiday because of Christmas and everything. Yeah. So we normally have 4 quarters on the year where they normally close and reopen. So they normally go to school January, February, and March. They close for 1 week, and then they reopen again on April after Good Friday. And they April, May, June. By June, end of June, they close. Or in the middle of June they close and then we open again on July, August, September they close again for 1 week and then they go back September, October, November, end of November, towards December. Oh, there's a car. And then they close for good and then reopen on January.
Okay. So how old are the children when they start school?
5-year-old.
5-year-old.
Yeah, but we do have the kindergarten and the do you have any questions? So other people that also sell veggies in order for them to sell veggies in order for them to make a living. So they normally sell stuff. You can see those veggies. So that's how they make a living around here. Yeah. And also recycling is another thing that they normally do. So we also have the recycling side on the other side and the other side of the mountain on the other side. So that's where people take the canned bottles and then do recycling in order for them to make money, the quick money that they can able to make.
Okay.
Any questions?
So tell me again, so you're about
Everybody comes to get a job and work, so everybody comes back at this time of the year. They're back, and then others they come back with their cousin from village. Be like, cousin, we have a job in the warehouse. So that's how the population normally increases. But I normally say maybe 8,000 to 10,000 people, like plus or minus. So I'm not accurate with that.
how do people who come from other countries, Zambia or somewhere, come here and know about that?
When they come here, let's say there's one person from Mozambique, but they're like, no, we have a job in South Africa, and they make papers or whatever, they make bribes, whatever they have to make a bribe and cross the board. When they come here, they're still gonna stay with that person who told them that there's a job here, and then they build one chef, and then from there they talk to the landlord that we need another shack. They build another one. So that's how we have crowding of the shacks and also the population increasing.
Not necessarily families, people also.
The Soweto Towers.
There's a reason.
Yes. Two public universities, Wits University and University of Johannesburg. The University of Johannesburg, there are 3 campuses, 2 in the city, 1 in the township, far left hand side, over the hill.
Okay.
That's the University of Johannesburg.
Over there.
UJ, Soweto campus, they mainly focus in the business studies.
Now, in the last community we were in, with Hope, so
Developed. Cape Town. Since from 1903, 1904. You see some wiring here. This is electricity. You see this wire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is electricity. They connected electricity illegally.
So some of these guys should get the job of being electricians. They know how to do it.
Yeah, they went to schools. They use the community toilet and tap. You see the community toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And water tank there. When it's rainy season, they got affected by floods.
Yep.
Inside the church and pray in a group of more than 15. Right? So this church accommodated black South Africans. This church gave black South Africans a space that you guys come here and have a meeting inside this church. The reason of using the church was if police came, you will start to sing a gospel song, or you just there, it's written Soweto and South African flag. You see that? 12 o'clock position in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the second picture there. It's James Mpanza. James Mpanza, most of the people today, we call him the father of Soweto or the founder of Soweto. He is the one who led the invention of municipality land, which we call Soweto today. James Sofasonke Mpanza. So Sofasonke, the Zulu name simple means we will die together. Then we have Charlotte Matleke there. Charlotte Matleke, she's one of those who organized the Women's March to the office of the President in Pretoria, Union Building, on the 9th of August. Today in South Africa, the 9th of August, it's a public holiday. We call it the Women's Day. Charlotte Matleke, together with Winnie Mandela, Albertina Sisulu, Lilian Ngoyi, and many more. They were fighting against the pass law. Have you ever heard about the pass law?
No.
So during apartheid era, black South African men, for the security, they do have the mansion that side of which is about 22 rooms.
Wow.
This house was built 1989. The house was built for the safety and security for Mama Winnie Nomzamo Madikizela Mandela.
And who built it? Who, the government? Who
Some
built
of
it for
the
it?
business entrepreneurs around Africa continent, they donated some money so that they can build this house for the safety and security for Winnie Mandela. This house was built after the house that we're going to see, Nelson Mandela's house, was petrol bombed twice. The time Mandela was in prison, when he was there.
So we've seen several different locations in Soweto, and we learned quite a bit about the history of the struggle against apartheid and what they went through. and we have stopped for a bit of lunch at a restaurant here. It's just on, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it right, Alkezi Street, not too far from what they call Nelson Mandela's house, one of his houses, one of his early houses. So we're going to walk over to that after, but we're going to stop for a bit of lunch in this location here where we are. I suppose they're going to get some authentic South African food available to us. So we'll have to see. I don't really know a lot of South African food. All right, see you soon. So the restaurant that we are, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, that we are eating at is Shakumzi, if I'm pronouncing that right. And I recognize on my plate here, which is sort of a buffet style lunch, I recognize rice. That's about it. So we'll see what this all tastes like. That's where we eat lunch. Thank you.
Where you from, by the way?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Just welcome, Soweto.
Thanks.
Welcome to Soweto.
So we've arrived at Mandela's house, which is literally 3 or 4 buildings away from the restaurant that we just ate at.
First, maybe on your way back. Nice t-shirt, by the way. They are dancers, so they represent their culture, Zulu. We have Zulu and Tswana. So on our way out, on our way out, I will ask only one group to dance for us. Okay. So here, we only take pictures, no videos.
Okay.
Anyone who need water? Or we still good?
We're still good, thank you.
Remember I told you the apartheid system was officially introduced in 1948, okay? So apartheid system, that was the system that labeled our people whites and non-whites. So it was officially introduced under the leadership of T.F. Malan, of which the successor of T.F. Malan, his name was Hendrik Verwoerd. Have you ever heard about the name Hendrik Verwoerd? Most of the people will refer Hendrik Verwoerd as an architect of apartheid, because under his leadership, he implemented 138 acts to oppress black people, benefit white people. One of them was Bantu education. So Bantu simple means native. Bantu education system was meant to keep the education of black people more inferior. During apartheid era, black South Africans, they were not allowed to learn mathematics. Things became more worse in 1973, when the apartheid government forced all black students to learn all their subjects in Afrikaans. It was difficult for the student to understand and to write Afrikaans. So the students of Soweto, they decided that on the 16th of June, 1976, they're going to gather at some particular space, write down the memorandum, hand over the memorandum to the nearest police station. Unfortunately, the students, they didn't make it to the nearest police station because the students were confronted by the group of policemen, where one of the policemen opened fire against the student. Some were killed, some were injured. The youngest victim, his name was Hector Pieterson, 12 years old. Frankie. Brent. Sharp. Students Soweto Apartheid. Then the space in between, they symbolize the untold stories. You remember I told you immediately after 1976, the police, they wanted to arrest those who participated. So some, they left the country, trying to save themselves. So when South Africa became a democratic country, few came back, some they didn't came back, of which we don't know whether they're still alive or not. So that's why we say untold stories. The wall of emptiness. Okay? Just come through. His name was Mbuyiso Makubo. So Mbuyiso Makubo and Hector Pieterson, they were not related. Mbuyiso Makubo was just trying to assist because he saw the young brother lying down. So he was just trying to assist by picking him up, rushing to the nearest clinic, which is up the road. The clinic was called Orlando West Clinic, but now the clinic is called Mandela Sisulu Clinic. Unfortunately, when they got there, they were told it's too late. Hector was no more. So there are chances that in this picture, Mbuyiso Makubo is carrying a lifeless body. The lady you see became ungovernable country. Any question? Let me show you inside. Inside they don't allow pictures, guys. Desmund Tutu's house. The house is not open to the public. The family still lives there. Archbishop Desmund Tutu's grandson, Trevor Thompson Tutu, is the one who's owning the house right now. So Archbishop Desmond Tutu, like Nelson Mandela, he was not born here. He was born northwest in a city called Kletdorp in 1931. He just came here in 1974. Archbishop Desmond Tutu was a teacher by profession, but unfortunately the education of black people was referred as an inferior education. So he was never given an opportunity to practice his teaching profession here in South Africa. He was only given an opportunity to practice his teaching profession in Lesotho and Botswana. Here in South Africa, he just continued to study theology. That's how he became Archbishop. The period of 1985 to 1986, he moved to Cape Town and he stayed by Bishop's Court, the most expensive estate in Cape Town. Any question?
Thank you.
FIFA World Cup. So the stadium was just renovated 3 years before. South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup, and the stadium was renovated in a corrugated metal iron. You see this informal settlement here?
Yes.
You see the informal settlement?
Mm-hmm.
That's how Soweto used to look like before they built the formal houses.
Okay.
Our government is trying by all means to get rid of the informal settlement. That's why they renovated the stadium in a corrugated metal iron, because they believe one day their idea will be successful. They believe that one day their idea will be successful. At least we will have the stadium to show people on how Soweto used to look like. So when you see the stadium, you just know that you're looking at the biggest shack that you find in the entire world. But the stadium was never qualified for 2010 FIFA World Cup because of its seating capacity. So he lived up to his name, okay? So my name is Ntsieni. Ntsieni simple means leave me behind.
Leave me behind.
Leave me behind. But I'm happy that you guys didn't leave me behind today.
No, I will remember today.
And we're happy that you didn't leave us behind.
Yes.
So what happened is, a week before I was born, both my grandmother from my father's side and my mother's side, the two of them, they were on their way to my father's cousin's wedding. So unfortunately they were involved in a car accident. So the two of them, they passed away a week before I was born.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
In our culture, we take at least 4 to 5 days to bury someone. A week that they were supposed to be buried, my mother suffered from labor pain. She could not go to attend the funeral because of me, because of labor pain. But she told the rest of the family that I can see and understand my situation. You guys go there, bury them in honor, just leave me behind.
Okay.
So when I was born, they gave me the name in Sieni. Simple means leave me behind.
Okay.
Okay.
I told you we live up to our names. I used to live up to my name back then, but not anymore. I'm sure you have seen that I'm no longer living up to my name. So when I was doing my primary education level, my grades 5, 6, and 7, 8 as well, I used to participate in athletic sports. Okay? So when we participate or when we do training, I used to live up to my name. You see how chubby I am? I was always left behind. But not anymore. And I'm sure today I gave you the most practical example to show you guys that I'm no longer living up to my name. You have seen that in each and every stop that we come across. I was the first one to hop off here, come that side, open the door for you, then you all follow me.
Yes.
I'm always in front now.
There you go.
Not anymore.
Yay.
Good job.
Quick change.
Good change.
Well, you didn't ask if anybody could say the name of the beer either.
Omboti. Oliswa.
Oliswa.
Oliswa. Oliswa. Oliswa. That's your name.
Okay.
And Andrea.
Andre, yes, that's
Andre.
me.
Andre, let me give you Nhlakanipho.
Oh boy.
Nhlakanipho. Nhlakanipho.
Ikaganipo.
Nhlakanipho. So it means we have Oliswa and Nhlakanipho. And sir, let me give you Manqoba. Manqoba. Manqoba.
You like it? It's supposed to mark them.
Manqoba. Then, ma'am, Martha, I'm going to give you Ntlantla.
Anka?
Ntlantla.
Good thing I don't live here because I can never say it.
What?
It's hard to say.
Ntlantla.
Anka.
Yeah, so it means inside this bus we have Ntlantla, Manqoba, Nhlakanipho, and Oliswa. Okay?
Oh boy.
Yes. Okay.
What language is this?
So Zulu.
Zulu. Okay.
Okay.
They are all in Zulu. I gave you the Zulu names.
It would be hard to be a teacher here. These names.
Yeah. To pronounce their names, eh?
Very difficult.
But at least we also have the English names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they easy English names?
Yeah, the normal one, Nelson,
Nelson.
Wilson,
That makes sense.
Walter, David.
All right, so we are back in our room after leaving here about 9:30 this morning for our half-day tour of Soweto tour. It is now 4:42. So to say we got some value for our money would be an understatement. We saw a lot of different things. We took a lot of different side tours to Mandela House and to the Pieterson Museum. You just continue to learn more and more things about the history of other countries and so on here, and just, you know, the pain that us as Black people have gone through. You know, we were comparing in our talks about, you know, you've got apartheid and what went on with that, but not that different from the struggles that Black people have gone through in the US, where we reside. So we're done for the day. We have one more full day in Johannesburg. We're still trying to decide exactly what we're going to do tomorrow, But and then on Thursday, today is Tuesday, on Thursday we will head over to Cape Town, learn some stuff over there. All right, see ya. Alrighty, so after another nap, the days are long, and just I think running on a little bit of a deficit here from all the travel over the last 2 weeks, running around to all the different exhibits and stuff to learn and stuff to see. So took a little bit of a nap, back up, and back downstairs in the restaurant having some dinner, and probably hit the hay a little early tonight. We have another potentially long day tomorrow. The thing that we're considering doing starts at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And they have a thing here where it's called a hop-on, hop-off bus. So the buses run, there's multiple of them, a specific route. And you can get off at any stop and catch the next bus when it comes by every 40 minutes or so. So we really want to see the Apartheid Museum. It was closed for the last 2 days, but it will reopen tomorrow, Wednesday. So looking forward to that, learning more about this, and the horrific history that brings with it. But thankfully knowing now that it is in fact history, and hopefully never to be repeated. So that is it for day 14 of this. We're kind of coming in the end here. Tomorrow's our last full day in Johannesburg. We leave on Thursday morning to head over to Cape Town, where we will be for a few days. And then we will head back to the US with tons and tons of memories and a deeper, richer understanding and education on the history of, well, at least 2 countries on the continent. It has been eye-opening to say the least. All right, that's it. See ya.